Going back and look where Donovan's catches,
Huge.
and just in general his willingness to go over the middle. It's not everybody.
Yeah, he's a big guy, excellent hands, really does a great job of making contested catches, really strong to the ball. Those are some of the biggest plays of the game, and I think he won a game ball because of those plays he made in critical situations. Well deserved.
Late in the game to have that yardage, to know, hey,
You want to get as close as you can, but just to know what that yardage is, how different is that?
We'd like to make it a lot easier, on him moving forward, but, we always talk about the 30-yard line just to be safe offensively, but really impressed by the young kicker coming out and going 4 for 4 and banging the big one at the end. Don't want to put him in those positions often, but glad to know that he can make those.
Opportunities early in the game that were there. Just when you go back and you look at it, and you go through this week preparing for a new game, just how you, I guess, clean some of that stuff up, and whether it's getting Jacoby on the same page with the receivers or whatever, just how do you fix those?
Yeah, it's just repetition, practice, comfortability with each other. Obviously, first game's a big game. The jitters are there for everybody, regardless if you're a rookie or a 10-year pro. You still have that your juices are flowing. We missed a couple, go balls outside, overthrowing them, and that's just the body has a lot of adrenaline and juice going. So, as we settle in and get more comfortable, I think we'll hit those throws.
Disappointing as missing those plays was. Is it a good sign that you had those chances, that those two down the sideline, and I think there was one over the middle where Donovan got open on a double move, that those chances were there?
It's positive for sure. We've created some separation in those situations, and we'll connect with those moving forward, hopefully.
Involved with hitting around early. How much was that just to kind of get him involved and get him kind of boost his confidence a little bit?
I think anytime you can hand him the ball, it's a bonus for us with his speed to come around the corner on the reverses. It's the way to get touches for him, and I think it does get him settled into the game a little bit, ball in his hand, having him break tackles, and it definitely, I think it'd be a calming factor for him, just not having to make the big catch on the first play. We can hand it to you on a reverse and let you go to work there with your legs. But made a big play for us on a scramble drill in the game, which was really positive, picked up a first down, so, continue to improve with him.
We've been asking since you've been here about getting Kareem and Nick Chubb on the field together, and finally we saw more of that last week. What has changed for that to happen, and maybe more going forward?
Really just trying to put your best guys out on the field, and we obviously, Kareem and Nick are two of our best players on offense. Philosophically, we didn't put them out there a lot the last 2 years. But moving forward this time, if it helps our package, if that package of the two backs is beneficial for us offensively, we'll go ahead and put those guys out there. But both individual runners are tremendous runners. If it's a mismatch for the defense, then it's something we could use.
Missed connection with Jacoby down the sideline, that the corner went where he didn't expect him to go. So was that just a weird thing, or how can you fix that? Like just expecting more?
Yeah, we'll make those plays. It was the corner actually fell down on the play. I don't know if Jacoby saw him fall down. He would have driven that ball a little flatter and more sudden to Amari, quicker to him. But those are plays we'll just grow through those and expect to make a moving forward.
Is there anyone from your past or whatever you can compare Kareem to, just in terms of how many tackles he runs through?
Has a little bit of Thurman Thomas in him. His ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, to be able to stand up in protection and hold his own in protection and then run violently. I think that would be someone that he reminds me of.
Talked about him maybe having more patience as a runner, that he's such a hard runner that might be hard for him. I guess, have you guys seen him come along with that at all? I know he said it's kind of like a continuous conversation they have.
It is, for sure. We obviously are a wide zone team to start, and wide zone requires patience and really pressing the heels of your offensive lineman. It's something that Stump, I know, has talked about extensively in that room. Don't want to take his aggressiveness out of his running style. Obviously, that's what makes him special. But, he continues to get better every year.
The pulling, because in the wide zone you don't normally do that. You mentioned Coach Callahan, just something that you guys do.
Just noticed a little bit more on Sunday. Just talk about having that ability.
Yeah, it's a big part of our game, our pin and pull schemes where we're getting our guys out on the perimeter, trying to cut the defense. It's a good complement to our wide zone game. So it's tough to prepare for both defensively.
He's the wide receiver one here, and he's probably going to be drawing a lot more extra coverage than he perhaps did the last few years. How do you guys kind of adjust to that, and how important is it to get Amari, productive?
Sure, obviously we want to get him the ball. Yeah, like you said, he's our number one guy. Didn't get him as many balls as we'd like, but he created 3 penalties by his play style in that game that were big plays, got us down to the 1-yard line on a great double move. So he's contributing. It may not be in the production of catches, but he played a big role in us winning that game on Sunday.
Joe Thomas this morning, he's going in for legend. He
said how much he appreciates that the team kind of lets him around and to help out. Just what has he meant to the offensive line?
Oh, anytime you could rub shoulders or bounce ideas off a Hall of Famer, I mean, it's huge for any position group. Obviously, more than welcome to come in anytime and share his experiences, help the young guys. Like I said, anytime you're going to have a Hall of Famer in your room, you're obviously going to want that to happen. So glad he's around.
That was only one game, but I think David got 2 targets, 1 got called back by penalty. Is it a point of emphasis to try to get him involved, and did the Panthers do something to really take him out of it?
I wouldn't say they did anything to take him out. They didn't double team him or anything like that. But David's production was huge in the game, not just on the catches, but his ability to run block and what he does with his physicality is special. And he's a big part of our success in the run game as well. We'll get him more involved. We had him on a down the field throw using his speed. Linebacker added on late, and it was our only sack of the game, but he's running wide open. That would have been a huge play to Dave if we'd have got that pressure picked up.
The rookie corner, Gardner, for them.
Skilled, he obviously he's long, has a lot of length, very athletic, very good in press, man-to-man coverage. He's a guy that you gotta respect out there. If you put somebody out on him, and he's impressed man. He does a really good job in that area of his game. So I'm not going to shy away from anybody out there, but you just got to understand his skill set.
What do you think when Chubb leaped over the line there?
Those guys are awesome. They're supermen to me. It's like they're both just superheroes, and it's really fun to watch them. They both love playing with each other, for each other. I mean, they're very happy when the other's successful. It's a really cool thing to watch on the sideline and in practice.
Is there an art to balancing out how you use their skill sets? So he's embraced that blocking role, but he also can catch. Is there an art to balancing that out each game and then throughout the season?
I think so. I think, David takes pride in winning, and however he can contribute. I think he'll be happy there. Obviously, he would like more touches. Any receiver, skilled guy is going to want the ball in their hands. But to me, he's a complete Y. He can run, block, he can pass, catch. He can run good routes, and he brings a lot of value to this offense.
More on Joe Thomas. When you were coaching other teams, would you watch him? I mean, sometimes you're on the bench with your quarterback or whatever, but would you watch him from the sideline? And what's he look like there from a coach's?
Be completely honest with you, no. I've never watched the offensive line. Usually you're scrambling. I couldn't tell you what happened in Sunday's game defensively. So I don't ever, we're on the sideline trying to come up with the next series of plays, talking about issues that came up during the drive. I couldn't tell you who sacked what. I mean, we're really just locked in on our side of the ball, to be honest with you.
Film for the next opponent,
sure, that's
you're not
different.
watching him.
Yeah, no, he's just a master technician. Obviously did it at the highest level for a long time. It's really the fundamentals that he has. You see that on tape when you watch the tape. But in the course of a game, very rarely do you get a chance to look out there and see the opponent's offense.
For the Jets' run defense against Baltimore were really good. What do you see from that group?
Yes, very, very good front. Very solid front, very deep front. They rotate through. They'll have 8 guys playing in those 4 spots, multiple reps throughout the course of the game. So they keep them fresh. They're big. They're strong. They're a powerful group. It'd be a great challenge for us. I talked about our offense earlier in the week. This is going to be a real good challenge for us up front because they match up well and they have a good rotation. So we're going to have to play our best game against that front.
The numbers weren't great a year ago. Did they make a lot of personnel adjustments there?
I think you're seeing some more guys come in, some different people come in. I think he's kind of getting his type of guy he wants in there to play up in the front. I know in that system, the front's a big part of what happens on that defense, and they're starting to stack a lot of good players up there right now.
Talk about the Browns running game, you immediately think of Chubb and Hunt, but it seems to me there's a lot of creativity going on in your running game. Do you agree? Dunn being a part of it, and Schwartz now getting involved. Do you one as creative as the Browns right now? It comes to mind.
I think so. I mean, those guys are all good run coaches. Obviously, I think Coach Callahan's top of the business when it comes to offensive line playing, game planning for opponents. He's run every scheme known to man in his career and knows when to call those plays or what defenses those style of plays fit. And, he's really good at the course of the game of recommending the next type of run that comes up. So real good communication, between Kevin and he on game day. I think we're fortunate to have a great O-line coach at.
Tribute to Chubb and Hunt's success, because in the preseason stuff said any running back should average 5 yards in this system.
Yeah, I would like to think that we're pretty good up front when it comes to our schemes and what we're asking our guys to do, trying to put them in the best position. So obviously Mike Dunn coming in and playing tight end gives us a good chance there on the edge to hold down bigger defensive ends. So we'll use anybody that's available, Schwartzy, both guys in the backfield at the same time. We will be creative, but we'll always put our players in the best position to be successful.
Jed do in the first week, and what kind of challenges will he have against that Jets defense?
No, that defense is like I said, that front is a good front up front. So he'll have a challenge this week. There's really not a game that goes by in the league where you're not challenged on that left tackle spot. Jed's just got to keep playing consistent and want to dominate. When he wants to dominate, I think there's not many better tackles in the league than he is. He has it in his body. He's just got to keep grinding it out, and if he wants to be the best, I think there's a chance he could be.